So I got a question yesterday in regards to recruitment for Space Marines, and that specific question was actually how the world leaders recruit. So if you guys aren't familiar with the world leaders, they are, the corn berserkers, the blood for the blood god kind of guys. They're famous, everywhere. But the funny thing about the world leaders that most people don't realize, or I guess most people should realize, is they're not exactly the smartest bunch, not the most organized people when it comes to logistics, comes to recruitment. But just because they aren't smart, just because they don't have, worlds that are dedicated, if they don't have 500 worlds like the Ultramarines dedicated to giving them recruits on demand whenever they need it, the world leaders make use. They make do with whatever they got on hand. And one of the primary things they got on hand, well, they got a lot of these, honestly, are butcher's nails. So if you guys don't know what butcher's nails are, imagine a little screw, this big, maybe a bit bigger, and have that thing shoved into the back of your brain. And what this thing does is, while it's there, it continues to drill into your brain effectively, pumping you full of adrenaline and actually exaggerating your emotions, specifically like aggression. So you become more angry, more vicious, more competitive. You get all these aggressive emotions pumping through. Adrenaline literally pumps through your body. And while this is going on, it feels fantastic. It's literally like it gives you dopamine for being aggressive. It rewards that. But if you're ever not feeling those emotions, if you're ever not in a state of hyper aggression, if you're ever not in that state, the nails continue to drill into your brain, giving exaggerated migraines. It's awful. It sucks beyond compare. Now, Angron has a bunch of these, but that's the point. I just wanted to flex on Angron for a bit. But the thing about these things is that when it comes to recruiting Space Marines, one of the ways they do this is they'll take loyalist Space Marines. Like I believe it's the Successors book. It's an anthology for Space Marines, effectively. But in the book, there's a scene where a Space Marine sees, I think it's his chaplain, getting like bombarded by world leaders, and they're dogpiling him. They're ripping off his helmet, and their goal isn't to kill him. They don't need to kill him. No. They're stabbing him with butcher nails. Their goal is to implant butcher nails into the Space Marine, because once the butcher nails are inside a Space Marine, they cannot be removed without killing the Space Marine. And for a lot of Space Marines, death is preferable to becoming a servant of Khorne. But once it's in you, you're effectively in for life. And that's one of the main ways they recruit, is they'll gather loyalist Space Marines and force them into service. Other times, they'll just brainwash them or psycho-indoctrinate them. Or in other cases, this is a really interesting one. This is, I think, in the World Leaders 10th or 9th edition codex. They actually have clones, kind of. They're kind of like spliced genetic clones, similar to what Fabius Bile does for the Emperor's Children. But how they train these Space Marine clones is cannibalism. Generally, they'll take experienced Space Marines who have died. Like, if you die on the battlefield, it's more than likely you're going to get thrown into a pit and have a Space Marine clone eat you, because Space Marines gain the memories and experiences of whatever they eat. So, whatever works.